right, getting the live streams going. Hey, Art's on Instagram. Cool. Just getting set up here, getting the live streams going. What's up, John? Welcome to the YouTube live stream. Good to see you. All right, getting started in a couple seconds here. Almost 5:45. All right. Welcome, people. We're getting started in 5 minutes. Say hi in the chat. Hit that like button. Let me know you're watching.
Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pig butchering scams, fat wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scammer World 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
How's it going, John?
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
What is it, choppy?
Get lost,
It might be choppy
scammer.
during the video. We'll see.
Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pig butchering scams, fat wallets to
Welcome,
slice.
everybody. Getting
Invest
started
in
in 3
the
more
fake
minutes,
love,
3.5
but you're
minutes here.
paying the price.
Hit that like button. Let me know you're watching. Say hi in the chat.
101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, then you broken despair. Stay woke, my people, man, these crooks don't care.
Make sure to share this live stream. Lots of good stuff coming up this evening. 2 hours. Lots of good stuff.
Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or else they're taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click
Yeah, it's a
that
little
link,
choppy. It'll
boom,
probably
your
fix once the
data's
video
displayed.
stops. 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes.
Play on your fears or sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate.
Nah. But I know lots of people that have been scammed, Huddle. I think it's important to get the information out there.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
What's up, Dave? Good to see you.
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Snatch your cash, then you broken despair. Stay woke, my people, man, these crooks don't care. Wrong number text, they pretend they know you. Acting all friendly till they ask for a few. Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or else they're taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears, they'll sell you a dream.
Starting soon. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Plenty of time to share. Let's get some people in the live stream.
Caution could change your fate.
Right, Dave? Dave, she's the best, right?
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears, they'll sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate.
Ah, there we go. What's up, everybody? It's Thursday, 5:50. Ready to get this live stream going. Welcome, 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 one and all. Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Hit that thumbs up. Give us a like. Let's get some more people in here. We're going to be going for about 2 hours this evening. Got plenty of scam examples we're going to talk about. We're going to go over some red flags. We're going to show you real examples of scams that are circulating and targeting you. They're targeting ordinary people, ordinary folks from every direction. Emails, phone calls, text message, even in snail mail, postal service scams. Right? It's important to be aware of all of these because you don't get second chances nowadays. These scammers, they want to take everything. And I see that Hodl Hammer is asking if I started this channel because I got scammed. No, but I've seen so many people get scammed that it's important to get the information out there. And and you guys can help by hitting that like button. Hitting that like button, that subscribe button, sharing this live stream right now, get some more people in here because we got at least 2 hours jam-packed of useful information. You can see the agenda we have here on the screen. We're going to get started with some common scams. But before we do, let me just tell you a little bit for a couple minutes about what we do here at Scamware 101. Again, my name is Jared. I founded Scamware 101, and its purpose is to spread awareness of common scams that target individuals. For 25 years, I protected companies from scams and viruses and malicious actors. And while we protected those companies, individuals seemed to fall behind as companies adapted. So the goal of Scamware 101 is to take that knowledge and those years of experience and share it with you folks out there and help protect you from scams that businesses have protected themselves from these scams for years, right? So time to save your funds, your money, your personal information, protect it from scammers. Because again, you don't get second chances. What I mean by that is once these scammers get in, they want to take everything that's in your bank account, right? They want to take everything, your retirement fund, your life savings. They want to take it all. And once they take it, it's very hard to get it back. All right, we're going to be talking about that this evening. So it's devastating for the older folks out there because the older folks lose their entire life savings. And what are they supposed to do? Go back to work at 70? It's tough, right? So awareness is key. Knowledge is your best defense against scams. And that's our mission over here at Scamware 101 is to spread that knowledge. And we do it by sharing real examples, which we're going to share with you this evening. If you appreciate what we're doing out there, make sure to hit that like button, follow, subscribe. Over on YouTube, we have the members enabled, the members subscriptions enabled. If you want to help out that way, we have super thanks and super chats enabled too. If you want to throw us a couple bucks, we appreciate it. You can also donate directly at scamaware101.com/donate. Also on our website, Scamware 101, you join our free mailing list. Right here, join mailing list. It's free to join, and we'll send you some scam alerts, keep you up to date with what's going on over here when we post new content and information for you, all good stuff. So join the free mailing list. It's the best way to keep up to date. You can also follow us on all your favorite social media platforms, YouTube, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Threads, and Instagram. We're streaming on 3 of those right now, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. By the way, if you're watching on Instagram and Facebook, I'll be popping in a little bit to check the comments here and there, but for the fastest response to any questions, hop on over to YouTube and type in that chat. I'm monitoring that more actively, and I'll answer your questions in there a lot quicker. So hop on over to YouTube. But make sure to give us a like and follow on all your other favorite social media platforms. And one last thing before we get started here, check out our merch shop. We have some Scamware 101 merch helps support the mission over here. We got some coffee mugs, travel mugs, mouse pads, stickers. You get to it by going to our YouTube store or on our website. You'll see the merch shop at the bottom of the site, the link. But so some cool stuff, help you stay safe from scams and make great gifts for that friend or family member that keeps falling for scams. So check out the merch shop, help support our mission. We appreciate you. Make sure to hit that like button and join the free mailing list. Again, scamware101.com and hit join free mailing list. Now, let's dive in and start talking about some common scams. And again, we're going to be going for about 2 hours this evening, so plenty of time to share this live stream, get some more people in here. And we're going to go over a lot of scams that are targeting individuals every day, all day long. They're currently active. All the examples we're going to show you are all active and currently circulating. So important to be aware of. Now, let's get started. The first scam we're going to talk about this evening is undeliverable package scams. All right, this is when victims receive fake notifications about undeliverable package and are asked to click a link to resolve it. The link opens a fake website impersonating UPS, FedEx, or USPS, and any personal or financial details provided are stolen by the scammers. Right? There never was a package. And it's important to note that these scammers will impersonate these delivery services. Again, USPS, FedEx, UPS, DHL, Amazon, any delivery service. We've pretty much seen examples of these scammers impersonating them. And these examples that I'm showing on the screen here are text message examples, but you still have to be aware of it for emails as well. But you can see in the first example here, UPS ground, reschedule your shipment delivery. It says we attempted to deliver UPS package on June 23rd. Little grammar mistake there. It's always a red flag. But we were unable to contact you. The delivery cannot be completed. Your package needs to be signed for in person, so please reschedule the delivery by doing the following. And then it has a link to a fake website. Don't trust it. It's a scam. Right? UPS, FedEx, USPS, they do not send out text messages like these. You have to request the update first, right? You're not going to get random messages from these delivery services about packages. So rest assured, if you get a text message from UPS, FedEx, USPS claiming a package was undeliverable, it's a scam. Don't trust it. Don't open any attachments. Right? That's cybersecurity 101. Keep that in mind. You never want to open attachments that you weren't expecting. You can see on this example on the screen, there's an attachment. Right? It says it has a USPS logo. Looks legit, but it's not. It's a scam. Your package has arrived at the distribution facility. We were unable to deliver it due to incomplete address information. Please click on the HTML file above to update your address. All right, but this is a scam. So don't fall for it. Especially during the holidays. This one picks up a lot during the holidays. Hey, Carmen. Good to see you. Yes, I think Liz was telling me about that. I think she sent me a message with those. You got all those checks. These scammers are always thinking of clever ways to scam you. Very interesting. But good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Here's a little infographic we created about that scam too. This USPS delivery scam. All right, so red flag number 1, USPS won't send you unsolicited texts like these. All right. Even if they were texts that you requested, they shouldn't be containing links, attachments. You'll never get those unsolicited. And they should never require a payment for redelivery as well. So keep that in mind. Next scam we're going to talk about here is fake retail website scams. This one tends to pick up during the holidays too, but they're up all year round. Right? These scammers have put up to fake websites that list products that are never delivered. Victims are lured in by unbeatable deals and they lose money once they pay. These scams often target holiday shoppers or trending items. And the idea is they're going to steal all your payment details and personal details. Here's an example of one of those fake retail websites. This one was during the Black Friday holiday, and they're claiming that you can get these earbuds for free, just pay shipping. And that's a common scammer tactic, is that they'll offer these products that are worth $100, $200, but they'll say, just pay for shipping. And it makes you feel like it's an unbeatable deal. But what happens is any payment details you enter get stolen. All right, and the item never arrives. So if an offer seems too good to be true, it probably is. All right, make sure to research the website, see if it there's any good reviews on it, if anybody you know has ordered from it before. All right, be suspicious of websites you never ordered from before that seem to be having these amazing deals. And you can land on these fake websites in a lot of different ways too. That is, it's important to be aware of. Right? You can land on them from ads on social media. All right, scammers can purchase these fake ads saying free wireless earbuds, just pay shipping, and they bring it to these fake websites. Search engine results on Google, for example. You know, these scammers, they can purchase Google results. Just because it's Google doesn't mean you can trust it. Right? You might get emails impersonating vendors. You know, you're a valued customer. Click here for a special free offer. Right? Or just website ads and pop-ups, right? You're browsing the internet, you're on a website, and you see an ad or a pop-up. You know, those are provided by third parties. Even if it's a trusted website, they use third parties for their ads. So scammers get in there, and you know, if an offer seems too good to be true, be suspicious. Right? So watch out for these fake retail websites, you know, especially during the holidays. Don't fall for it. Talk about tech support scams. So when victims receive fake virus alerts, usually, on their device and are tricked into calling a fake tech support phone number. This one's interesting because the victim is tricked into calling the scammer instead of the scammer calling them directly, right? So it's an interesting scam. But, you know, it could be a scary situation. The victim was just browsing the internet, and all of a sudden they get these scary pop-ups that say, warning, you're infected with a virus, right? And call this number. But it's a scam. It's a clever trick that these scammers use to get you to call them. And these fake virus alerts, these fake pop-ups, everybody is vulnerable to these types of scams. It doesn't matter if you're on a Windows computer, a Mac computer, your Android phone, your iPhone. Anything that's browsing the internet can get these fake pop-ups. Right? So it's important to be aware of this type of scam. And you can see a few examples here on my screen. You know, the first one specifically targets Safari. You see the Safari logo there, and big scary red letters, virus found. Your Mac computer has 13 infections. And then you have the one under it that impersonates McAfee. And it looks legit, right? It's got McAfee's logo, colors. Your PC is infected with viruses. Action required. And it says, call McAfee helpline. Look, the way you know it's a fake virus alert is that it has a phone number to call. Real virus alerts won't have a phone number to call. All right. Also, what's important is you should have someone in mind already where if you do think something's wrong with your computer or you do get an alert like this on your device, you should call that person, right? Whether it may be somebody you work with, that's the support person over there, or maybe it's a friend that's good with computers, or the local computer shop, right? But you should already have somebody in mind to call. This way you're not tempted to even call these numbers that you don't know who they are. But again, that's how this trick works. It scares you by popping up these fake virus alerts, warning you're infected with a virus. And it impersonates legit antivirus vendors, right? This other example is it has Windows Defender, right? It impersonates Windows Defender. It says contact Windows Support. It has the Microsoft logo, right? They can look very convincing. But again, if it has a phone number, it's a scam. Don't trust it. And a lot of older folks out there fall for this one. So make sure the older folks in your life are aware of this one, right? Because consumers ages 60 over lost $159 million to this scam in 2024. And it's been more than that since. 2025 is definitely more. So a lot of losses to this scam, especially the older folks out there. So don't call phone numbers that you don't know, especially when they're scary pop-ups like this. You get an alert like this, close it. If you have to, power off your computer, restart it. Right? Chances are it'll be gone. But don't call the number. That's how they get you. And we did a video about this scam too. Go check out that video on our YouTube channel. How y'all doing out there this evening? Hop in real quick. Check the Facebook streams and Instagram here. Oh, cool. A couple people on Instagram. It looks like. Good to see you. Slow and Steady. KDK. Or if you're still there, welcome. Welcome. I'm checking in back and forth, but for the quickest replies, hop on over to YouTube and I'll be able to answer questions quicker and things like that. How we doing over on Facebook too? Cool. A little slow on Facebook. Facebook's always the slowest, but that's okay. All right, nice. Let's keep going here. Again, hit that like button if you haven't yet. Hit that like, follow, subscribe. Make sure to join the free mailing list on our website, scamware101.com. Again, it's free to join. We'll send you some scam awareness tips and alerts. Trying to do something good here, spreading awareness of these scams, you know, so you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones from falling victim. Next one we're going to talk about is similar to these tech support scams. It's a malicious app download, but it's a fake virus alert. So it works in a similar way. Right? A malicious app download scam is a fraud where criminals use a fake security warning to scare people into downloading a malicious virus removal app that steals personal information. It can install malware or give the scammer access to the device too. And here's an example of a couple of those. These fake virus alerts. Fake virus alert examples. And these were taken on my Android phone, but we saw reports dating years back, from iPhones and other devices too. So this targets pretty much all devices, right? And works the same way as the previous one. You're browsing the internet, minding your own business, and boom, you get this fake pop-up. It says, warning, you're infected with 2 viruses. In this case, it tries to get you to download a malicious app that installs malware on your phone. So again, don't be tricked into downloading these apps from companies you don't know and didn't ask for. It's a very common scam. I got this fake pop-up just by going to a news website, right? So you have to be careful. You could be going to a trusted news website and the scammers get in there. They purchase ads and they inject their scams. So again, it doesn't matter if you're on an Android device or an iPhone device, you get these pop-ups. Don't fall for it. Here's a new one. You can tell the slide's a little bare because I just added this one to the live stream. I think I might have went over it last week too, but I have a few examples of some crypto exchange impersonation scams. These actually targeted me, both these calls directly. So I thought they were great examples. If you use any of these crypto exchanges like Coinbase or Gemini, right, and you get a phone call like these, be aware that they're scams. And they're very similar to how bank scams work too. They call you up and they say there's something suspicious activity, right? But let's listen to the first one, which is a Coinbase impersonation scam. Let me know if the volume's okay.
This is about your crypto accounts or Coinbase, your digital asset platform account.
Oh, what's going on?
Well, sir, with our file, there is a registered Coinbase account under your information, and we have your request that there's a request of changing your primary email address from this account. So we are calling you for the verification whether are you the one who authorizing this request to change your email or not.
No, that wasn't me.
Okay. So when was the last time you were active to your Coinbase account? Do you remember that?
I'm not sure. Can't you tell from over there?
Well, sir, right now, as I can see, there are some of the recent login we have detected by our server. And as I can see, the requests which are coming from, it is from the different IP location in foreign country, in Mexico. The next login we have found, it is in the New Jersey. So among these 2 locations, can you please verify me which one could be a recent or it could be a last location from where you have monitored your account? Is that from New Jersey or it is from the Mexico, the country?
I travel, so it might have been both. Yeah, and then they hang up. They didn't like that answer when I said that. I wasn't exactly sure what they were doing behind the scenes, so I didn't want to say yes or no or anything like that, but they didn't like when I did that answer. But yeah, so you can see that's a fake phone call. They're impersonating Coinbase. They're claiming that somebody in Singapore, I think, was trying to, did it say Singapore or Mexico? Was trying to change my email address, right? But it's all a scam. Eventually they're probably going to try to log into my account and make me give them a code to give them access or something, right? So watch out for this type of scam. Even though it's just crypto exchanges, it's the same way with the bank. They call up, they say someone did a transfer, but it's all BS. Let's listen to the second example. This is for a Gemini crypto exchange, scam impersonation. This is just a quick voicemail, not a phone call itself, but let's take a listen.
This is an automated call from Gemini. A new device has logged in from Singapore. If this was not made by you, press 1 to be connected to one of our representatives.
Right, so the idea is somebody would have picked up the phone, they hear that, and they press 1, but they get connected to a scammer. Right? And the scammer, they impersonate Gemini, and they'll go into this whole fake scam narrative. right? So just thought it was interesting. There's 2 examples of some phone call scams impersonating crypto exchanges, right? And what was interesting in the first example, they said New Jersey. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder how they, where they got the idea New Jersey from. And then it was, my phone number has a New Jersey area code, right? So that's probably why they did that. They may not have any breached anything, but they could have just done that based on the the phone number, the area code. So anyhow, 2 interesting examples of those crypto exchange impersonations. Don't fall for them if you get them. All right, cool. I'm a little ahead of schedule here. How we doing out there this evening? Let me know if you've been targeted by any of these scams we're talking about this evening. I want to hear from you. And next up, we're going to go over some common red flags that indicate you're dealing with a scammer. In some cases, it's your last chance to stop the scam, too. All right. We also have 2 videos about these red flags as well. So go check out these red flag videos, share them with a friend, share them with a loved one, give them a like. But these red flags are important. These are what's going to help you spot these scams and stop these scams, right? And a lot of the examples I'm going to share with you too are actually going to be talking about this evening as well. So as we go through these red flags, keep them in mind for later as we go through more of these examples. Hey, Matthew Barons, welcome back to the live stream. Good to see you. Good to see you. So let's start with red flag number 1 here. Scammers create a sense of urgency using fear and threats. They insist on immediate action, right? They try to create urgency and fear because they want people to react quickly without taking the time to think, right? The more panic and pressure scammers can create, the faster a victim will hand over money and information. And we see this a lot. A couple examples of those are grandparent scams. That's when victims think a loved one has been in an accident or needs help, right? And they'll act quickly to help a loved one who they think needs assistance, right? They're afraid for a loved one, so they're acting without thinking. Arrest warrant scams, right? This one, scammers impersonate law enforcement. They claim an arrest warrant will be issued if immediate payment is made. That could be a scary situation, right? Somebody calls you up claiming to be the local sheriff, and the caller ID shows the sheriff's phone number, right? That could be a scary situation that the victim will react quickly to, yeah, let me pay. Right? Bank impersonation scams. They'll say they're investigating fraud. They'll tell a victim has access to their funds, and they need to act quickly to protect them. They got to move those funds quickly, right? But it's all a way that these scammers create fear and urgency to get the victim to react, right? So if someone's calling you up, they're pressuring you, they're being real pushy and a jerk, and don't trust it. Be suspicious. It's a big red flag that you're dealing with a scammer. So that's red flag number 1 to keep in mind. You're dealing with a scammer. Red flag number 2. They request they keep the matter confidential or secret, right? It's common for scammers to ask for confidentiality because they don't want you to discuss the situation with other people. The more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam, right? So they try to keep you quiet. They try to keep you on the phone. They give you these excuses and these reasons where you can't tell anybody what's going on. For example, grandparent scams, right? The one where you think your relative's in trouble, right? They've been arrested, right? They'll say that they're embarrassed and not to tell anybody, right? But that's just a trick they use to get the victim to stay quiet. Investment scams, they'll say the price is just for you, not to tell anybody, right? It's just a trick to get you to stay quiet. Inheritance scam, they'll say the matter is confidential, not to tell anyone, right? Who are they to tell you, whether or not to tell someone about inheritance, right? It's a big red flag when someone's asking you to keep someone secret, right? And fake fraudulent activity. This is actually my favorite one, that when they call you up and they claim they're investigating fraud, right? It's an open investigation. You can't tell anybody because you could harm the investigation, right? But again, it's just a clever way to trick you into not talking to somebody else, not consulting to somebody else. They don't want you to realize it's a scam. And if the more people you talk to, the more likely you'll find out it's a scam. So it's a big red flag. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. Right? Don't fall for it. Red flag number 3. They ask to connect to your PC to assist or investigate an issue, right? Similar to that tech support scam we just talked about. Because what's going to happen when you call that fake tech support number, the first thing they're going to do is ask to connect to your device. Right. But why do scammers want to connect to your device? Why are they interested in that? Because it's like a gold mine to them. They can steal your logins, your passwords that you have saved. They can encrypt your files, hold them for ransom, access your banking websites possibly, access financial information you have stored, right? It's a gold mine to them. They could install software and use your device later when you're not on it, do illegal activity. It comes back to you, right? All scary stuff. You never want to let these criminals and scammers onto your device. And some examples where it's part of their playbook, right? That tech support scams. You get that fake virus alert. It says to call a number. And the scammer says, hey, let me connect to your device to help you with that virus. But it's a scam, right? Don't fall for it. Fake order scams, right? You get an order notification. It says call this number. If it wasn't you, you call the number. Scammer says, let me see the notification, right? But it's a scam. They're just trying to get on your device. Don't fall for it. And there's the fake fraudulent activity. What they'll do is they'll say, we detected fraud in your bank account. Let's connect your device and log into your bank accounts. We'll look for suspicious activity, right? But the scammer, what they're doing, they're actually on your device and you're showing them all the funds in your accounts, right? So don't fall for that trick. You never want to let someone you don't know onto your device. All right, so it's always a big red flag. If somebody's asking you to connect to your device to assist or investigate an issue, be suspicious. And again, this goes back to you should already have somebody in mind, like your computer person, your tech support people at work, the local computer shop. You should already have in mind someone you're going to call if the need arises to have somebody connect your device, right? You shouldn't be letting strangers onto it. So watch out for that red flag. Hey, Liz, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Red flag number 4. They're dealing with a scammer. And this is probably the most important one to be aware of for the folks out there, because a lot of times this is your last chance to stop the scam, right? And the red flag is they request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM, right? Those unusual forms of payment are major red flags. And scammers love to be paid that way because it's easy to move and transfer funds quickly. And it's also harder for victims to recover the money after it's sent. I mentioned earlier that scam awareness is so important because a lot of times there's no second chances, right? If you fall for the scam and you transfer the money, it's gone. You can't recover it. All right? And that's why recognizing this red flag is so important, because if you don't recognize at this point and you go any further, well, the next step is transferring the money or the gift cards, right? So red flag number 4, they request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. All suspicious. We see this with so many different scams, but just some examples. IRS and Social Security impersonation scams. Right? The scammers impersonate government agencies, and they'll say you owe money or back taxes, whatever the case, and they'll instruct you to purchase gift cards or deposit money at a Bitcoin ATM, which is 100% a scam because government does not accept Bitcoin or gift cards as payment. Right? So big red flag if somebody's asking for that. Romance scams, right? These scammers, they get they're emotionally attached to victim, right? They get them sending gift cards and depositing cryptocurrency into an account that's supposed to be for both of them. But the victim doesn't realize that when they're sending cryptocurrency, they can't retrieve it, right? It doesn't work like a bank account where you can deposit and withdraw. You send crypto one way, you're not gonna be able to just get it back. And there's the bank impersonation scams, right? I mentioned earlier, they try to scare victims that their money's not safe, you need to withdraw it, right? And then they tell them to go purchase gift cards or deposit at a Bitcoin machine, right? So don't fall for it. Big red flag. And look, again, it's not worth the risk because, this is kind of like your last chance, again, to stop that scam. Red flag number 5. A voicemail instructs you to call the number displayed on the caller ID instead of just stating a phone number. All right, that's a big red flag. Scammers change their phone numbers often, right? So they don't want to leave the number on recording because they have to change the recording all the time. So now they just say, call number displayed, call number shown, right? And a team of scammers can use that same recording and they don't have to re-record it at all if the number ever changes, right? So it's a big red flag when a voicemail recording, tells you to call number displayed instead of just stating what a phone number to call, right? We see this a lot with fake order notification scams, right? You get these automated phone calls. They say an order was placed, and if this wasn't you, call the number displayed, right? Cable provider, utility provider scams where they impersonate your utility companies, right? You'll get a recording saying a payment's due and the call number displayed to make a payment. Right? The IRS and tax forgiveness scams, you get these voicemails saying you owe back taxes, but you're entitled to forgiveness. Call number displayed, right? Don't do it. It's a scam, right? It's a big red flag when instead of leaving a phone number call back, they just say call number displayed. So don't fall for it. Red flag number 5. How you all doing out there this evening? But if you're just joining, welcome to the live stream. Make sure to hit that like button, like, subscribe, follow. Really does help. We have super thanks and super chats enabled over in YouTube. If you want to throw us a couple bucks, we appreciate it. We got some memberships enabled too over on YouTube. If you want to sign up for a monthly membership, we have a merch store set up. You get a cool Scamware 101 coffee travel mug and some other merch. Help support the mission out here. You can also donate directly. Scamware101.com/donate. And of course, don't forget to join our free mailing list here on Scamware 101. Hit join free mailing list. We'll send you some scam awareness tips, reminders when we're going live. All useful stuff. We do this live stream every week, every Thursday at 5:45, just to spread awareness of these scams. Get the word out there. Let's talk about red flag number 6. If you're dealing with a scammer. An unsolicited email or text message instructs you to open a file attachment. We saw this earlier on the undeliverable package scam example I was showing you. Right, the cybersecurity 101 is never open an attachment that you weren't expecting, whether it's an email or a text message. If you don't know who it's from or you weren't expecting it, don't open it. Right, because scammers use attachments to bypass security filters, spam filters, security filters. And the attachment, you can install malware on your device, it could take you to a fake website. So never trust or open an attachment from someone you didn't know or weren't expecting. Now, we see this a lot with fake invoice scams. You'll get an email or text message that has a fake invoice attached. That takes you to a fake website, make a payment. Undeliverable package scams like the one earlier, where you get an email or text message, impersonates UPS, FedEx, says to open this attachment. Don't do it. It's a scam. Unpaid road toll scams, we're going to talk about those in a little bit. But you'll get an email or text message saying you have a road toll due or a traffic ticket due, and to open an attachment. Don't do it. It's a scam. That's red flag number 6. An unsolicited email or text message instructs you to open a file attachment. Don't do it. Red flag number 7. The text message includes an instruction at the end to reply with yes and reopen the message. You know, we see these on legit text messages too, but we always see these on a lot of scam messages even more. So there's always a red flag if you see this instruction at the end of a text message, because replying yes notifies the scammer that your phone number is active, right? If you reply yes or engage with these scammers, at the very least, they know your number is active and they'll target you with more scams, right? And also replying yes, sometimes that enables a link, you know, makes it clickable on your device too. So you never want to reply to these scam text messages. And that's why scammers always include this, well, not always, but that's why they include this instruction at the end often, saying to reply and reopen the message. Right? So it's a big red flag when you see that. And we see this on all sorts of text message examples, right? Outstanding traffic ticket scams. You get the text, says you have an unpaid road toll traffic ticket, and it says reply yes, reopen. The undeliverable package scam text message I was showing you earlier. Like really, we see these across pretty much any text message scams out there. The IRS impersonation scams. So it's a red flag if you see this instruction at the end of a text message to reply yes and reopen. Be suspicious. Let me know in the chats if you encountered this red flags too. Again, we have 2 videos about these red flags. 5 in each video. So go check that out. Give them a like, share them. All right, we've got 3 more red flags here. Red flag number 8. The caller asked to confirm personal information like date of birth, social security number, Medicare number. Right? Scammers impersonate medical and financial and government services to steal personal information. They'll claim to have an important message for you, but require personal information to verify it first. They'll say a new card is being issued, but ask you to confirm your card number first. Right? They come up with all these stories to try and steal your birth date, social security number, Medicare. And what they're trying to do is they're going to file false medical claims using your information. All right, they're going to file false claims for equipment, false claims for tests, and they're going to try to get reimbursed fraudulently, or they're going to try to get some free equipment while using your information, right? Sometimes you might even notice because the insurance companies will cover it or Medicare will cover it, but other times you'll get a nice big bill in the mail for things that you didn't ask for and didn't receive. So you never want to give out these personal details to a caller. And we see a lot with the Medicare and healthcare scams, right? They impersonate the healthcare services, Medicare, your doctor's office, insurance provider, right? And they'll ask you for this personal details about yourself. Don't fall for it. You got to hang up. If your concern is real, call back directly. All right. It's government impersonation scams. They'll do the same thing. They'll call you up. A lot of times they'll impersonate Social Security. They'll say you need to confirm your Social Security number. They're very similar to these Medicare scams too. So never give out that personal information. Right? Always hang up and verify. If it's a legit inquiry or a legit caller, they should have no problem with you hanging up and calling to verify through official channels. So that's red flag number 8. The caller asks you to confirm personal information, date of birth, Social Security number, Medicare number. Don't fall for it. By the way, we're going to talk about those scams a little bit more detail later in the live stream here. Red flag number 9, last 2 here. They direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation. It's easier to communicate with victims in other countries using a third-party app, right? So these scammers, they'll direct their victims to third-party apps like Telegram and WhatsApp. Right? And also, they offer more anonymity for the scammer to hide behind as well, right? We see this a lot with romance scams. These fake dating profiles, they start talking with their matches on these dating websites and dating apps, and then the scammer directs them to keep talking on WhatsApp, right? See with wrong number scams, right? These scammers, they target random phone numbers, try to strike up a conversation, and then they direct the victim to WhatsApp or Telegram to keep talking. And we have investment scams. Right? A lot of times they'll direct the victim to a scammer investment group over on WhatsApp or Telegram to pump up an investment, make it appear like there's more interest in it. All right, so big red flag when a stranger is directing you to a third-party chat app or any third-party app that you don't use, right? Always be suspicious, especially with like Telegram, WhatsApp. All right, the last red flag we're going to talk about. Red flag number 10. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone via text message. Look, this is a very common scam. There's no reason an individual should be saying, I'm going to send a code to your phone. We see this a lot on marketplace type websites like Facebook Marketplace, right? Where somebody impersonates a buyer or seller and they'll say, I just want to confirm your phone number. I'm going to send a code to your phone, right? But if you return that code back, it's actually a scam. They're going to do something malicious. Some examples are they might open an account that's attached to your phone number. They might log into an account that's attached to your phone number. They might try to reset a password for an account that's attached to your phone number. These are all reasons you would get a code sent to your phone. And by replying and providing that code to the scammer, you're allowing them to do this. Right? So, again, they could be trying to log into one of your accounts. You give that code back, you give them access. Right? They might be trying to reset your password. You give that code back, you allow it, and then they have access to your account. And then the Google Voice scams, what they're trying to do is they're trying to create a Google Voice account that's attached to your phone number. And when you reply the code or provide the code, you're allowing them to do that. So now they have a fraudulent Google Voice account that's attached to your phone number, and then they use it for their scams. All right, so you don't want that. You don't want some kind of fraudulent account attached to your phone number out there. All right, so it's a big red flag when a stranger is saying they're going to send a code to your phone and asking you to send it back. Be suspicious and don't fall for that. It's red flag number 10. And those are the 10 red flags we're going to talk about this evening. Not bad. We're getting through the agenda quick this evening here. Definitely not doing a coffee break yet. We're going to skip over to the next section here. Do that first instead. In the meantime, how we all doing out there? Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Make sure to hit that like button, thumbs up, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. It really does help. Okay. So the next batch of scams we're going to get into here. So Dave was saying he was watching a live stream where the scammer told the victim that his identity was compromised due to money laundering, and he needed to create a duplicate account in the amount of $87,000. After a few days, he would get his money back. They're always thinking of clever ways to get people to move their money, right? Move their money or to a fake account or to a scammer's account. Terrible. All right, let's talk about some more scams. This next batch of scams. I'm going to call this next batch of scams, I don't know, but vehicle scams, parking scams. You know, I started gathering so many different scams that seem to target vehicle owners. So we're going to go over a few of those right now. The first one we're going to talk about here is road toll scams. Those scammers impersonate road toll services like Easy Pass, SunPass, and Fast Track. And they claim that the victim owes an unpaid road toll. Right? And the message usually contains a link to a fake website to make a payment, but it's going to steal your payment details. And there never was an unpaid road toll due. It was all a scam, right? And we saw this scam a lot last year. Slowed down since then, but it's still circulating a lot. But at this point, I think a lot of us are probably familiar with this one. There's so many agencies that these scammers impersonate when they send out these text messages. SunPass, QuickPass, Easy Pass, and Maryland, Drive Easy Maryland, Good to Go, Peach Pass, North Texas Tollway Authority, Fast Track. And that's just to name a few. We see them impersonate the DMV now and Department of Transportation for various states. Basically, as you can see on the screen from examples here, I'll read you some of the examples. The toll roads notice of toll evasion. You have an unpaid toll bill on your account. To avoid late fees, pay within 12 hours, or late fees will be increased and reported to the DMV. This one also has an example of that instruction at the end we just talked about, that red flag, right? The please reply yes and exit. There's another one. Your vehicle has an unpaid toll bill. To avoid excessive late fees on your bill, please settle it promptly. Thank you for your cooperation. It has a link to the fake website. Final warning, unpaid tolls. Failure to pay $3.99 toll may result in further penalties. Right? They make it such a small amount because they just want you to click it and pay, but they're going to steal any payment details you enter. Right? So don't click any links. Don't trust text messages like these. And this scam, it kind of evolved into a very similar scam. And this one's an outstanding traffic ticket scam. Works practically the same way. Right? The scammers impersonate law enforcement or government agencies and claim you owe an unpaid traffic fine or ticket. They pressure victims with threats of arrest, license suspension, court action, all scary stuff. All right. Here's 3 examples for you of these text messages claiming you have an outstanding traffic ticket. The first one says Nebraska Department of Vehicles. Enforcement penalties begin July 21st. Our records show that as of today, you still have an outstanding traffic ticket. In accordance with Nebraska State Administrative Code, blah, blah, blah. If you do not complete payment by July 20th, we will take the following actions. And these are all scary things they're going to do, right? This is how they try to scare you into reacting quickly. They're going to report you to the DMV. They're going to suspend your vehicle registration. They're going to suspend your driving privileges. Charge you a 35% service fee. Prosecute you. Affect your credit score. All scary stuff. And then they link to the fake website. Right, don't fall for it. Example next to it says Illinois Department of Vehicles, DMV. And it's actually identical to the one next to it. They just switched out the name. Right, which is something that is important to point out here. Just because the examples I'm sharing might indicate one state, you know, if they're in one state, they're probably in every state, right? So just because it says one state's name, that doesn't mean you're safe because you're in another state, right? If it's circulating in one state, these scams are already circulating in yours or they're coming to yours soon. So. And then this other example, New Jersey. Final notice, unpaid traffic violation, payment required, January 19th, right? That one's just from 3 months ago. Final notice for unpaid traffic violation under New Jersey law, NJSA Title 39, failure to pay by deadline will trigger enforcement actions. All scary stuff. Don't fall for it if you get this text message. Let's stick into the theme here. Let's talk about some parking ticket scams. We got actually a brand new one this week. So a fake parking ticket is left on a vehicle, or an email claims a parking ticket is due. The notice contains a link or QR code that directs to a fake website that steals payment information. So you can see this slide here is a little bare because I just created it right now, and it's got 2 different examples for you. The one on the right is the example that I usually talk about here on a live stream, and it's that fake paper parking violation that you find in your car windshield. All right, and this one says Houston parking violation, and it's got a QR code that takes you to a fake website, shows your payment details. All right, so we've been seeing that one a lot in cities like Denver and in Houston, like in this example. But this week, we have a brand new one that's been circulating, targeting New Jersey. This one's been all over Facebook for the past 2 days. Apparently, there's emails and text messages going out with this attachment. Looks super legit, right? It's got the New Jersey state logo on there. It says Newark, Essex County. Notice a hearing. You're hereby notified. Committed to following violation, parking violation. Parking regulations and or failed to pay an assessed electronic toll. It doesn't. So what's funny about this is it doesn't even specify which one it is. It makes it sound like you did two different things, which is kind of funny. You may take one of the following actions: appear for a hearing, resolve the matter by payment, or additional administrative penalties. Anyhow, you see it looks super legit. Look, this says March 19th, 2026, which would have been today. And it goes, this one's been circulating a lot the past couple days. Email and text messages. So, and just like I said before, in this example that's targeting New Jersey, just because it's a New Jersey example, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to start hearing about almost identical examples targeting other states. So, watch out for emails, text messages, physical paper fake violations being left on your car. Don't fall for it. Fake parking violations. Checking out Facebook and Instagram over here. Quiet as usual over there, but that's okay. All right, this next scam we're going to talk about, sticking to the theme here. This is a parking meter scam. Fake QR codes being put on parking meters. Right? So what these scammers are doing now is they're printing out their malicious QR codes on stickers and they're slapping them in public places. And in this case, they're putting it on parking meters. So you scan the parking meter, you think you're scanning to make a payment for parking, it takes you to a fake website and it steals your payment details. You go about your day, you come back to your parking spot, your car's gone because you didn't actually pay for parking. So just to add insult to injury, your car gets towed. And the scammer steals your payment details. So it's an example of how these scammers, they think of these creative ways. In this case, they're using QR codes in public places. So this warning came from the BBB. This was back in 2024. This is an older warning. So this was back then. It's almost 2 years later. They're doing a lot more now. It's a lot more than just parking meters. So you just have to be suspicious of these QR codes in public. Not even just in public. These QR codes are emailed to you. Text message to you, right? So scammers getting creative and use many different ways to target you. So anyway, don't fall for these fake parking meter QR code scams. If you could avoid it altogether, don't scan the QR code. Instead, just open up your parking app directly and do it that way. That's the best approach to take. All right, we're going to keep going here. Definitely run ahead of schedule this evening. Have to add some more scams to the list to go over this evening. All right. So this next scam we're going to talk. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're just joining for the first time, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Make sure to hit that like button, follow, subscribe. It really does help. Join our free mailing list on scamaware101.com. It's free to join. Just go to our website, hit join mailing list right there. Also, you can follow us on all your favorite social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, and X. You visit our merch store. Get yourself a Scamware 101 coffee mug, travel mug, mouse pad, stickers, all useful merch to help remind you to stay scam aware. We have our monthly memberships enabled on YouTube as well. If you want to help support our mission, sign up for a monthly membership on YouTube. We also take super thanks to super chats. We appreciate it. Yeah, we're just happy with a like, a follow, subscribe. All helps. So let's keep talking about these scams. So the next scam we're going to talk about, I started talking about this one a couple weeks ago after reviewing like 700 scam reports for the month of January, right? January 2026. We noticed a trend of this scam where these scammers, they impersonate faith-based group leaders, right? These scammers, they pose as trusted religious leaders like priests, rabbis, and pastors to deceive members of their community, their church, their synagogue, right? And these scammers, they'll send out these urgent requests to the member of their church or the member of the synagogue or member of the group. They send out these urgent requests impersonating their leaders. And they'll say things like, I need you to purchase gift cards that we're going to be giving out at the local hospital. Or I need you to purchase gift cards I could give to our church members as a thank you, right? They'll tell you to go purchase a few $1,000s worth of gift cards. And you think that you're talking to your rabbi. You think that you're talking to your priest or a pastor from your church or group. But you're not. It's actually a scammer. And I was actually surprised to see how many reports there were of this just in the month of January. Right, and just to give you an idea of a few of them, a couple of reports here. Here's 4 different reports, and there were more than this that came in, but just here's 4, for the sake of sharing them with you here. And these were all in January, right? Just a couple months ago in January. First report says, contacted by our pastor. He needed help getting some Apple gift cards for cancer patients in the hospital, but he was busy with other things, right? And that was reported on January 12th. Okay, so here's that person's impersonating their pastor and saying, hey, can you pick up some gift cards for me? This other report says, a person impersonates a pastor from my church in San Francisco, asked to send money for Brazil because he has a personal emergency. All right, so there's a pastor saying he's Brazil, and he's asking the church members for money for an emergency. But it's not the pastor, it's a scammer, right? And they'll create these fake email addresses that look like, they'll use your pastor's name or your priest's name, and it'll look very similar, but it's not. Here's another report. I received an email that appears to be from my priest. He asked me to buy 10 Amazon gift cards. Immediately, he needed to send them out. Right? So there's somebody reporting a scammer that's impersonating their priest. And then here's another report. Someone's saying they were my rabbi, asking me to get 5 Target gift cards, $500 each. Right? So that's $2,500. That's a $2,500 scam that these scammers are trying to pull by impersonating this person's rabbi. Maybe said to pick them up for sick people. I did not lose money as I realized and stopped participating, right? So those are just a few of the reports that came in. That was January. I haven't even checked February's yet, right? So warn if you're a member of a faith-based group, whether a church or synagogue or any religion, right? Be aware that these scammers, they're impersonating, your leaders of your group, and you should warn the other members of your group, right? Warn the members of your church, warn the members of your synagogue. It's important they be aware of this one because they could lose thousands of dollars to these scammers, right? And it's clever. These people, they think they're talking to their pastor, they think they're talking to their priest, they think they're talking to their rabbi. So they're like, yeah, sure, I'll do whatever you say, but it's a scam. So again, make sure your organization is aware of this. Make sure your church is aware of this. Make sure your synagogue is aware of this. Make sure your friends who go to their own churches and synagogues are aware of this, right? And it's a popular one that's circulating right now. And by the way, it's a good time to mention, we actually do group presentations here at Scamware 101 for groups and organizations like this. So if you're a church or synagogue or you're interested in purchasing a group presentation, it's an hour-and-a-half presentation with Q&A, go over so many scam examples and a lot of examples we cover here and a lot more. And it was very helpful to protect your groups, and your people from these scammers, right? So anyhow, make sure that your church is aware, make sure your synagogue is aware, and if you're interested in a group presentation, reach out, let me know. One of the things we do here at Scamware 101. But continuing to talk about this scam, let's talk about a few things you can do to protect yourself from this scam. You know, when these scammers are impersonating rabbis, priests, pastors, right? So inspect the sender email address carefully, right? Scammers often impersonate trusted contacts, friends, family, coworkers, community leaders, like in this case, right? And they use fake email addresses. Always examine and confirm that the sender email address is legitimate. Even one extra letter in an email address can mean it's fake, right? And that's what these scammers do. They'll add an extra letter, they'll reverse 2 letters, and you think you're talking to your, to a family member, friend, or in this case, rabbi, priest, pastor, right? Verify through a second communication channel. You get one of these strange emails, right? Call up on the phone and talk to whoever they're claiming they really are, right? Email and social media accounts, they get hacked all the time. So even if the email address isn't a fake email address, it could have got hacked. It could have got hacked, and the scammer's sending out these emails. So you always want to confirm a second way. Call the person directly, reach out to the main office, right? Don't solely rely on an email message, okay? Because we know that it could be a fake email, it could have been a hacked email. Right? Social media, same thing. Right? Gift card requests should be considered a red flag. We mentioned this earlier when we were talking about red flags, but these gift card requests always have to be a red flag. We know that scammers love to get paid in gift cards. They have all these clever ways to try and trick you into purchasing gift cards. So, big red flag if somebody's asking you to purchase gift cards. Rabbi, your priest, your pastor. All right. Make sure to actually speak to them directly, confirm it's real. So watch out for that scam. It's a pretty common one. There's another scam I just want to talk about here. I don't have any slides ready for it yet. Let's duplicate this real quick. I'm going to leave this slide blank. I just want to put it here so people don't get confused since this doesn't match what we're talking about. Okay, so this next scam we're going to talk about, saw a lot of these also in the January reports, so I wanted to bring it to your attention. It's this clever points expiring scam, right? And what's happening is these scammers are impersonating your cable provider, your phone provider. I think T-Mobile and Verizon were 2 of the specific vendors that were quoted as being impersonated, right? And they're calling up victims and they're saying, hey, your points are expiring. You have 10,000 free points just from being a member or just from using our service for being a T-Mobile member, but your points expired today. There's a courtesy call saying to go use these points, right? Go to this website address and use your points. Otherwise they expire today, right? So people go to this website address thinking that they could redeem these fake points. They see these products similar to a fake retail website, like we spoke about earlier, right? And they're like, oh, wow, I get a free phone for 10,000 points. Great, right? They click on it, just pay for shipping, right? That's the scam, where to get you. That's how they steal your payment details. The whole thing was a scam. The scammer's calling you up. They're impersonating T-Mobile. They're impersonating Verizon. They're telling you a website address to a fake website, and it's going to steal your payment details. Right, so we're seeing lots of that scam being reported about. So be aware of that one if you get calls from someone claiming to be your cable provider or your phone provider. Pretty clever fake retail website scam. You know what? I'm going to talk about one more. Another similar one. Actually, no, we're not. I don't have that slide right. Never mind. Okay, so let's see what times. We got 6:50. Okay, cool. So it's time for a quick 5-minute break here. Again, since we're only streaming for 2 hours this evening, we're going to do only one quick 5-minute break, and then we're going to be finishing up uninterrupted for the rest of the live stream. So we're going to go until at least 8 o'clock. So we got at least another hour left. So plenty of time, plenty of stuff still coming up for you here. Lots of good scams to talk about still. Arrest warrant scams, bank impersonation scams, pretty dangerous scams to be aware of coming up. So definitely stick around. Don't want to miss it. I'm going to have to come up with some more scams to show you because we're actually way ahead of schedule here. All right, everybody. Back in 5. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe, follow, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Back in 5 minutes.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pig butchering scams, back wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scammer 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pig butchering scams, back wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scammer World 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, then you broke in despair. Stay woke, my people, man, these crooks don't care. Wrong number text, they pretend they know you. Acting all friendly till they ask for a few. Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or I'll start taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears, they'll sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Snatch your cash, then you broke in despair. Stay woke, my people, man, these crooks don't care. Wrong number text, they pretend they know you. Acting all friendly till they ask for a few. Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or I'll start taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears, they'll sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
means my bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears, they'll sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend.
What's up, Ava? Welcome to the live stream.
A second of caution could change your fate.
All right, we're back. Welcome to the live stream. For those just joining, I'm Jared with Scamware 101. Our mission here is to spread awareness of common scams that target individuals. You, your friends, your family, me, my friends, my family, right? We're targeted all day long, whether it's emails, text messages, phone calls, snail mail. All right. So what we do is spread awareness. That's our mission here. And we do this live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Spread awareness of common scams. So you can help by hitting that like button. Like, follow, and subscribe. We're on all your favorite social media platforms: YouTube, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. We also have a free mailing list. Make sure to join that free mailing list. Scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list. Free to join. We'll send you some useful scam awareness tips. Help protect yourself and your loved ones from scams. You can also donate. Scamaware101.com/donate. We have YouTube memberships enabled as well. Super chats enabled. If you want to help out with a couple bucks, we appreciate it. Don't feel obligated, but the option is there. Now, with that said, let's talk about some more scams to be aware of. Again, these are all active scams targeting you, actively circulating. We're going to show you a bunch of examples. So, arrest warrant scams. A victim is contacted by a scammer impersonating law enforcement. The scammer claims an arrest warrant was issued and fines must be paid to resolve it. The scammer then threatens the victim with arrest if fines aren't paid immediately. Right? And this could be a scary situation. It's a good example of how scammers use fear to create urgency and get a reaction. A reaction without thinking, right? It could be a scary situation. You get a phone call. The person claims to be with the sheriff's department. The caller ID says it's a sheriff's department, right? Can't trust caller ID. Scammers can spoof it, it's called. They can manipulate what the caller ID shows. So just because it says it's a sheriff's department, it doesn't mean it is. And that's very important to recognize and understand, right? If you take away anything from this live stream that you weren't aware of before, let it be that scammers can manipulate caller ID. Just because they say it's a bank, it doesn't mean it is. Just because it says it's the sheriff's department doesn't mean it is. Right? You still have to hang up, and then you have to verify directly. But anyway, let's talk about these arrest warrant scams, right? They'll call up, and let's say you missed jury duty or you failed to show up at court. They say you got to pay immediately. And sometimes they'll offer to send you fake paperwork. They'll send you an email or a text message with paperwork that has your name, but it's fake, obviously. All right. And we have some reports that I thought were interesting from January 2026. And they gave a couple details that I think are important to be aware of here. Right. So here's the first scam report over in January regarding these arrest warrant scams. A man reportedly from a sheriff's department in a city I used to live in said that there was a warrant for my arrest. It was due to not reporting for jury duty. Right. So there's that jury duty narrative. You failed to report. There's going to be a warrant for your arrest. Right. What I thought was clever was the scammer said, I was not to discuss this with anyone because children were involved. There's that clever excuse or a reason that they tell you that you can't tell anybody, don't talk to anybody. Right? So that's a clever thing that the scammer says. It makes no sense. You know, what does that have to do with you not showing up for jury duty? You know, they just told you what it was. Like, the whole thing's ridiculous, but it's an interesting narrative. And the scammer also told the victim that they were to go to Walmart and put money on a one account. They would provide with a barcode when he got there. Right? So that's an interesting red flag. Right? If you're talking to someone, they're telling you to go to Walmart and put money on a one account, that's one of the unusual forms of payment that scammers are asking for. Right? So all interesting little details that were in that report about this arrest warrant scam. The second report has some more details that I thought were interesting as well. It says, received a phone call saying they were from the county sheriff and that I had 2 charges against me and that I had to pay a fee. Was made to stay on the line and was told to, and was directed to deposit money through a cryptocurrency machine. Right? So there's example of how they don't let the victim get off the phone because they don't want him to talk to anybody, right? So it was made to stay on the phone, and then they had him stay on the phone the whole time as he drove to a Bitcoin crypto machine, Bitcoin ATM machine, right? And by the way, that report also says the whole time they were threatening to have me arrested if I didn't comply. So again, scary situation, bunch of red flags though, right? We talked about these red flags earlier. So, you know, awareness is key. If you're aware of these red flags and the strange things that scammers do, when you hear this or when you're in this situation, you recognize right away, like, wait a minute, they're not letting me get off the phone. They're telling me to go to Walmart, right? They said I missed jury duty. You know, I've heard this before. So anyway, don't fall for these arrest warrant scams. You know, if you're concerned that's real, hang up and then contact the organization directly through their official number, right? If they're impersonating some sheriff's department, hang up and call that sheriff's department directly at their actual phone number. Don't trust any contact information that these scammers provide you, right? So anyway, arrest warrant scams. Don't be scared. Don't fall for them. We created this cool little infographic of how the scam works. You know, scammers impersonate law enforcement. They call victims, claim they missed jury duty, demand immediate payment. They use deceptive tactics, fake caller ID. They'll show the real sheriff's office number even though they're not. Fake paperwork, right? Never trust your caller ID. I mean, those scammers can manipulate the number displayed. Right, law enforcement never asks for a payment over the phone too. Keep that in mind. And you got the golden rule there, right? Golden rule is to hang up and verify. Can't trust anything at face value anymore over the phone. So anyway, be aware of that scam. Arrest warrant scams. There's a lot of warnings about that scam coming out from sheriff's department and law enforcement because they don't like being impersonated, right? Police officers don't like being impersonated. So anyway, next scam. Bank impersonation scams. These are dangerous. These are dangerous. A lot of money being lost to these bank impersonation scams. So scammers impersonate the bank, usually claiming suspicious activity was detected under a victim's account. Victims are then tricked into withdrawing and transferring funds to the scammers impersonating their bank. The caller ID might even display the bank's phone number, even though it's a scammer. Right? So this is another example of the caller ID, a scam where the caller ID, it will say it's the bank, even though it's not. Right? Some common narratives that these bank impersonation scammers use is they'll say their suspicious activity or they're investigating fraud. They'll say you need to secure an account by transferring money. That's a common Zelle scam. They'll say you need to secure your Zelle account by transferring money. Illegal activity detected. They'll say that guns were purchased under your account or something like that, and they'll say that they're going to hold you responsible. Right? So they use all these scary narratives to get you to comply with them. And again, the caller ID will show the bank's phone number, so victims think they're talking to the bank. This example on the screen is a real example of a text message scam impersonating the bank. See, verify TD Bank card activity. Did you attempt a transaction for $250 at Walgreens? Reply yes if recognized or no if not. Right? And what the scammer's trying to do, they're trying to get you to reply, no, because you weren't at Walgreens. You didn't spend $250. Right? So they're trying to get you to reply no, and then they're going to try to get you on the phone, and they're going to try to steal your money. Right? But interesting detail that goes along with this text message example of a bank impersonation scam. The person that sent this in, they were actually contacted by phone before receiving this, right? They didn't answer the phone, but the caller ID said TD Bank, right? And they didn't answer. And after not answering, they got this text message, right? So it's a good example of how these scammers will try on the phone first, and then they'll send you a text message even if you don't answer the phone, right? They're persistent. So don't underestimate these scammers, right? And then another thing regarding these bank impersonation scams, because again, these are one of the scams they're targeting you from all directions. You're getting hit with emails that claim to be from the bank. You're being hit with phone calls, text messages, right? They're hitting you from all angles, right? And we have a victim's story here. In her case, she was targeted over the phone, right? She answered the phone, and she trusted it because the caller ID said Wells Fargo, right? She didn't realize that scammers can manipulate what the caller ID shows. So unfortunately, she fell for it. Thought she was dealing with Wells Fargo. She was tricked into transferring funds with Zelle. Right? They told her Zelle account needed to be secured because somebody was transferring money. Right? And once they tricked her into transferring that money with Zelle, she couldn't get it back. So the bank should never call you telling you to transfer money using Zelle, or transfer money for that matter. And luckily with bank scams, it's easy to confirm, right? No matter who's calling you, texting you, right? Hang up and just call the number on the back of your bank card, right? Talk to your bank directly. Don't call back random numbers that are texted to you, right? You never want to call back a scammer accidentally because they'll impersonate your bank. It's a cool little infographic we made about these bank impersonation scams. You get the fake text alert, panic phone call, the cover story. They tell victims to lie to bank tellers, right? So a lot of times these scammers, when they instruct you to go into the bank and withdraw money, they'll tell you to lie to the bank teller. They'll say that the bank teller is being investigated, so just tell her you're doing home improvements. Don't tell her you're withdrawing money because we told you to. Right? It's this whole scam narrative they use. An example of how to keep you quiet. So recognize red flags. The bank will not create panic or ask you to withdraw cash to protect it. Right? Hang up immediately. Do not engage. Even if the caller ID looks legitimate, it can still be faked. And then call your bank directly. Use the official phone number printed on the back of your bank card to verify. So, bank impersonation scams. Watch out for them. Next scam we're going to talk about here. Social Security impersonation scams. These are picking up, especially this time of year. So watch out for these scammers impersonating Social Security. They'll call you. They'll email you. They'll claim there are problems with a victim's Social Security number or their benefits. They'll threaten action unless payment is made or banking details are updated. They'll send you fake emails claiming to be a statement from Social Security, trying to trick you into downloading it, clicking the link to download it. All right, lots of scams impersonating Social Security. An example I'm going to share with you here is actually an example of that email that has a fake statement. All right, and the two examples on the screen here, the one on the left is how it looks on a phone. The one on the right is how it looks on a computer. Right, a little harder to tell it's a scam on the phone. You can't see the email address. Right, it's hard to tell where the link really goes to. But it says, get your new information now. To see your statement, please download the file from this link. Link looks like it points to SSA.gov. We hope you find your new statement useful and informative. Thank you for using Social Security Administration's services. Right, so it's impersonating Social Security. And they're trying to get you to click this link. But if you investigate it a little bit more on a computer, as you can see here on the right side example here. So first thing you notice is the email address actually isn't from Social Security. Right? It's from some foreign email address .co.ke, which I believe is a Kenyan email address. Right? So it's not from SSA.gov. So that's a big red flag. And then the other thing is the link, even though it says SSA.gov, when you look at where it really goes to, it goes to a completely different website. Some website, just letters and numbers. Right? It doesn't go to SSA.gov. So they're trying to trick you into clicking that link. In this case, if you click that link, you get infected with the virus. Also, this example, it was first reported to us back last February, not this February, last February, 2025. But we still see reports of this scam every week, still circulating. These fake statements claim to be from Social Security. So be aware of them, don't fall for them. Any communication from Social Security, they weren't expecting, verify through official channels, right? Don't trust the links, don't trust the phone numbers. Go directly to the site instead, or reach out to Social Security directly, but don't trust links, phone numbers, anything that come in they weren't expecting. Some common narratives, they'll say that a new statement is available for download, or they'll say there's a problem with your account. They'll say that there's changes or updates to your benefit. There are all these different ways to try and get you to click a link or to engage with them. Even though these examples are emails, be aware of it for phone calls, text messages. It is one of those scams being targeted from all directions, so keep that in mind. Social Security impersonation scams. Watch out for them. Let me know in the comments if you've gotten targeted by any of these scams too. I want to hear from you. We're streaming live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Shout out to anybody watching over there. I'm a little quiet responding to anybody over there, but I'll reply quicker if you head over to the YouTube channel. Watch on there. I got that chat in front of me. All right, next scam we're going to talk about. This one's important to be aware of too. Tax season, right? Tax and IRS impersonation scams. Fraudsters impersonate tax authorities claiming the victim owes taxes and must pay immediately to avoid penalties or arrest. They often demand payment by untraceable methods. Other times they'll say you just need to update your information. They'll say you're entitled to direct deposit or refund, and they'll say update your information, but they're going to try to steal your banking details, as is in these examples here. So here's 3 examples of actively circulating IRS, Department of Revenue impersonation type scams. Here we go. All right, first example, Internal Revenue Service. Right, impersonates the IRS. It says you're eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment. Please provide your accurate personal information. We will deposit the amount into your bank account or mail a paper check within 1 to 2 business days. And it has a link to the fake website. Go steal any payment details you enter. But see how it tries to lure you in, though, by saying, it's trying to give you money. All you got to do is provide your banking details. Example next to it, New Jersey Department of Taxation. Your refund request has been processed and approved. Please provide accurate payment information by September. Funds will be deposited into your bank account. And it's got the link to the fake website. It's going to steal your payment details. And there's one, Colorado Department of Revenue. Your refund request has been processed and approved. Please provide accurate payment information by October 22nd. We'll deposit your funds in your bank account. Mail a paper check. Now, it lists a few banks' names there just to sound more legit, I guess. ESL Bank, Chase, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union. All right. So, all real examples of IRS and Department of Revenue, Department of Taxation impersonation scams actively circulating. These scam warnings and scam examples actually came from the source too. The IRS example came from the IRS saying, don't trust this. If you get a text message that says, you're entitled to $1,400 economic impact payment, don't trust it. Right? The other one came from New Jersey Department of Taxation. The other one came from Colorado. Right? They're warning people about it. So, again, like I said earlier, just because these examples aren't in your state, that doesn't mean anything. Once their scams are circulating in one state, they're circulating in your state. So watch out for them. Next scam we're going to talk about here is Medicare scams. By the way, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. I know you're watching. Hit that like button, thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe. Make sure to join the free mailing list on scamaware101.com. It's free to join. Just click join mailing list. So Medicare scams. Scammers impersonate your health provider or Medicare to steal your private Medicare number. The scammers then process fake claims using your identity. Never give your Medicare number to a stranger over the phone, even if they claim to be your doctor. Hang up and call directly. Right? Because we hear about this. These scammers, they'll put on the caller ID, it'll be your doctor's phone number, but it's not. All right? So you got to hang up, call your doctor back directly. Same with anybody claiming to be Medicare, Medicaid, Medicare, your insurance company. We know that scammers are impersonating these agencies. All right? They're going to try to get your personal information. They're going to ask for, they're going to tell you that they're offering free medical supplies, or they're providing a new Medicare card, or they're verifying current information. There are updates to your Medicare benefits they're calling to talk to you about, right? They might say they're with Medicare. They might say you're with your insurance provider. They might say you're with your pharmacy, your doctor's office, your physician, right? And your caller ID might even confirm and appear like it really is, but it's not. You can't trust it, right? They're asking for your birth date, they'll ask for your Medicare number, they'll ask for the date of the service start, all those personal details that you shouldn't give. And something to keep in mind is they may already know certain things about you too, which doesn't mean you could trust it, right? These scammers, they know things, right? It's been reported they might already know the last, some or all of your social security number, right? And they'll use this information to try and make themselves seem legit. Like, hey, we know your social security number. You must be who we say we are. Don't trust it. It's a scam, right? Hang up and call back your doctor directly, call back Medicare directly, call back your pharmacy directly. Don't trust these unsolicited phone calls asking you for personal information. All right, next scam we're going to talk about here. Grandparent scams. This is when scammers impersonate a distressed relative, claiming to have been arrested, needing assistance, been in an accident. Right? The scammers will often impersonate law enforcement, court personnel, and lawyers to extract even more money from the victim. And we have a video here that I'm going to share with you of an actual scammer performing one of these grandparent scams. Right? Because you might be wondering how somebody could fall for that. If you would know if it's a relative calling, if it's really your daughter calling or your loved one calling, but it's not necessarily true, right? And we have a video here of a scammer actually performing this specific scam. He's a scammer from the Dominican Republic, and a YouTuber, he goes by name Scam Sandwich, actually hacked into this guy's computer, into the scammer's computer. So you can see the full video over on Scam Sandwich's YouTube channel. But the short clip from it, it demos how this scammer, an actual scammer, is performing this grandparent scam. It was recorded on this guy's webcam. He didn't realize it. So let's take, and you know what? So let me just frame this. So this scammer, he's an opener. He's the one that reaches out to the victims and he initiates a scam. He opens it and, you know, gets the victim on the hook, right? Then he transfers it to closers. The closers are the ones that collect the money, right? So we're going to watch an opener and how he does this scam, how he impersonates the loved one, how he impersonates the police department, right? And what he says to his victim to trick her. And it's very convincing. So, all right, let's take a look here. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments.
Oh, Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2, B.
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscating her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right, bye.
The next.
So that's an example of how his grandparent scammers work. Notice how he impersonated a loved one, right? But he just does it real quick. It's very fast. It could be anybody's distressed daughter, right? That's how I look at it. It could be anybody's distressed daughter, right? Because everybody sounds the same when they're crying and distressed for a quick 20 seconds. And they switches over to impersonate the police officer, right? He's got the sound effects in the background playing, like he's, you know, the scanners, the police scanners. So it sounds like he's actually calling from a police station, right? Notice the request for secrecy. He says the loved one's embarrassed, so let's not tell anybody about this, right? There's that clever excuse to try to trick the victim into staying quiet, right? You said I confiscated her cell phone, so don't try calling, but it's all BS, right? If she tries calling, she's going to reach her loved one and find out it's a scam. So it's an interesting example. And by the way, his victim, so Scam Sandwich, the guy that was recording all this, he was able to get a hold of the victim and warn her. So the scammer, he wasn't successful in scamming this person. So luckily she didn't lose anything, even though it sounds like she was about to. But anyway, there's an example of grandparent scam. You know, it targets grandparents. It uses the kids as bait, right? So all the grandparents and parents out there, watch out for this type of scam. You know, don't be tricked into giving over a whole bunch of money over the phone to someone, right? You gotta go verify this stuff in person. You know, the advice for this type of scam that they give you is to have a secret phrase or secret question with a loved one, right? So in a situation like this, you can actually find out if you're actually talking to them. And right. Anyhow, grandparent scams, watch out for them. They're a big problem. Common scam. All right. Wow, we got through the agenda pretty quick here. Huh. So I need about 25 more minutes of scam awareness content to go through right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over some essentials here. All right. So, by the way, we have an online course available that actually goes over the essentials. So, we're going to talk about some of the essentials right now, but we also have a course that you can see here over here on courses.scamware101.com. Oh, I forgot I left it on $9.95. Jeez. I'll tell you what, if you want to check out the course, now's the time to get it because it's $9.95. Less than $10 if you want to sign up for the course right now. It gets you access for a year. It's actually supposed to be $20, $19.95. I discounted it. I discounted it about a week ago for a webinar I was doing. I forgot to take the discount off. So now's the time to do it. If you want to save 50%, get in there and roll into this online course now. Courses.scamware101.com. It's basically the fundamentals of how scams start. We cover 6 most common ways that scammers make first contact, how scammers impersonate banks and organizations, 25 dangerous actions to avoid. You know how scammers try to trick you. So all good stuff. You see here we have the lesson breakdown. So we go over email scams, phone call scams, text message scams, internet scams, snail mail scams, QR code scams. So it's a pretty good course. It ends up being about an hour or so total of videos, right? Broken down into nice, easy lessons. But yeah, $10. Get access now. I gotta change that price back up to 20 soon. Anyways, courses.scamware101.com. Check it out. Bear with me one sec. Let's go one more thing up here. By the way, say hi. Let me know you're in the chat and watching. Want to hear from you? Hit that like button. All right, cool. So let's talk about some common scam entry points, right? And this is actually taken directly from our Scamware 101 course, right? So make sure to check out the course if you want to go into some more detail, right? But look, you get targeted through email scams, commonly known as phishing, right? The fraudulent emails get sent by cyber criminals to trick recipients into giving away money, personal information, or account access, right? They'll impersonate trusted people, companies, friends, family, as you can see from all the examples that we just went over and shared, right? They'll make up excuses. There's things wrong with your account. There's suspicious activity on your account. Click this link, right? Can't trust it. Can't trust those email links. Same thing with phone calls and voice scams, right? Sometimes they call that vishing, right? You got phishing and then vishing for voice, right? But those unsolicited phone calls, those voicemails where scammers impersonate trusted people or organizations. Played a few examples for you this evening of those, right? And they're going to try to pressure you and trick you into giving money up, personal details, access to accounts. Don't trust it, right? Scammers use all forms of communication, emails, phone calls, text messages. Showed you a bunch of examples of text messages this evening, right? They're designed to trick you. They're trying to get you to click malicious links, share personal information, send money, right? We talked about the online and internet scams to watch out for, fake virus alerts, those tech support scams, right? Harmful ads that take you to fake retail websites. Fake websites are designed to steal your personal information, financial details, payment details, to try to trick you into downloading malicious software. Right? All online internet scams. You got to be careful on the internet. Right? We didn't talk about snail mail scams too much this evening, but they're important to be aware of, and we do cover them in the online course. So again, make sure to check out the online course. But these snail mail scams, look, they get delivered directly to your mailbox at your home. That doesn't mean you could trust them. So be aware of that. Free prizes, fake offers, fake checks. All right, snail mail scams. Watch out for them. Be suspicious. And a lot of times they'll have QR code to scan, which brings us to our next method, QR codes, right? These scammers, they use QR codes to try and trick you too. They're tricking you into visiting a malicious website, downloading a harmful app, revealing personal information. And those are 6 of the most common entry points in how scams start. Emails, phone calls, text messages, QR codes, snail mail, internet websites. And we cover all those in our online course over at courses.scamaware101.com. Make sure to sign up for that and check it out. And by the way, this workbook that I'm going through right now is directly from there. All right, so let's talk about some email scams a little bit here. Right. Look, it's common for these scammers to impersonate banks, credit unions, internet and cable providers, phone companies, mobile providers, utility companies, government agencies, delivery services, job recruiters, and employment firms, right? We didn't talk much about the employment scams. Text messages offering you jobs, right? Did you know scammers use automation? They send out millions of these scam emails per day, right? It's a numbers game to them. They know a certain amount of people are going to fall for it. So that's why we get so many of these emails. They can manipulate the from address, make it look like it's from anybody, and they include fake support numbers. Right? Fake support numbers. That's why you can't trust phone numbers that come in emails. You always have to go look up the official number and call back through official channels. And with AI, they're even more convincing these days. All right. Some common scams that you see in email: suspicious activity scams that impersonate the bank, credit cards, fake order notifications, claiming you placed an order, trying to get you to call back, renewal scams, payment due scams, fake product offers, right? All through email. Fake refund scams, tax forgiveness scams, prize winner, lottery scams, employment scams. Look, email is pretty much used for every type of scam, right? So be very careful with email, unsolicited emails, calling back numbers, clicking links, scanning QR codes, right? And opening attachments, right? We talked about this earlier. Never open attachments that you weren't expecting. So all dangerous actions to avoid. Again, we talk about this in more detail in our course. Phone call scams, right? A lot of these we talked about this evening, these common phone call scams, arrest warrant scams, suspicious activities, impersonating the bank, fake order notifications, healthcare, Medicare scams, grandparent scams. All right, well, manipulate the caller ID. Always remember that. These scammers, they can manipulate caller ID. Don't trust caller ID. I'm going to say it over and over again this evening. And again, just like the emails, these scammers, they're making hundreds and thousands of robocalls each day. Right? It's a numbers game. They know a certain amount of people are going to press 1 and get connected to their call center or are going to fall for the scam. All right, so look, dangerous actions to avoid. Answering unsolicited calls. If the call's not from someone you know, if it's not from someone in your contacts, don't answer it. It's important to leave a message. Right? Returning phone calls on phone numbers that you don't recognize or aren't official. Right? They trick you. In the voicemail, they say, call back at number shown. Don't do it. It's a scam. Right? We talked about that during the red flags. Providing personal details to unsolicited callers. Right? You always got to hang up, call back directly. You never know who that is on the other end asking you for your personal information. You can't know unless you're the one that contacts them. Right? And always remember, giving a caller access to your computer device. We talked about that one earlier. Never want to give access to your device to someone on the phone that you don't know. Let's talk a little bit about these text message scams. And by the way, we're just going over kind of a high-level summary here of these common scam starting points and some types of scams to be aware of. This is kind of like the lightning round, where I'm just hitting you with all these different things because maybe some of them will kind of stick in your head, right? Because we didn't have time to talk about all these in detail, right? We didn't have time to really talk about lottery scams and fake prize scams and employment scams, but in this lightning round, I'm just hitting you with everything. So maybe in the back of your head, even though we didn't talk about them in details, if you're ever targeted with one of these, you'll be like, oh, wait, I remember I mentioned something about the lottery scams that claim to be from Publishers Clearinghouse. All right. Those employment scams that claim to be recruiters that you get a text message. Suspicious activity text message scams that impersonate your bank. Fake product offers. You get a text message saying there's a renewal or payment problem, right, with a link to click. Again, these text messages, these scammers, they impersonate everybody. That's what I'm trying to drill home here. Banks, credit unions, utility companies, Department of Motor Vehicles, Department of Transportation, IRS, Social Security. The list goes on. So be suspicious of unsolicited text messages. We didn't talk much about wrong number scams. We actually have, if you get a minute, check out our wrong number scam video. It's got over 102,000 views, 102,000 views on our YouTube channel. Wrong number scam video. Check that one out. But that's a common text message scam that it starts with something as simple as a wrong number. It ends up evolving into a pig butchering and romance scam that steals everything from these poor victims. So don't fall for text message scams, even if they seem just like innocent wrong numbers. Online and internet scams. Again, we cover all these in our online course here. This is just kind of a high-level summary. We have videos dedicated to each of these. We're going into more details about the scams and the dangerous actions to avoid. It's really a course, a beginner's course. That's what's called Scam Awareness Essentials or Fundamentals. But these online scams, customer service and tech support scams, famous celebrities and online influencers, they're impersonating them, right? Especially on social media. These fake profiles that you think you're dealing with a celebrity or a fan club, it's a scam. Popular brands and retail outlets, these fake retail websites. You think you're on a real website. You're not. People looking for love on dating websites, right? Software companies. These are all things that scammers impersonate online on fake websites and internet scams. And it's very easy for these scammers to create fake websites. It's no big deal for them. They're used to getting their sites taken down, and they usually have other ones already online and ready to go, right? So they can put up fake websites that impersonate banks and companies real fast. It's no big deal to them. These fake virus alert websites that trick you into calling a phone number, right? These ads that they purchase on social media, Google search results. We talked about those earlier, right? They're all common internet scams that happen just from browsing the internet, searching Google. So some dangerous actions to avoid when it comes to these internet scams, keeping yourself safe, right? Purchasing products from unknown websites. Goes back to fake retail website scams we were talking about. Always check reviews. Be careful purchasing from websites that you've never heard of or purchased from before, right? Calling phone numbers offering tech support or customer support, right? You get these pop-ups claiming you're affected with a virus. Don't fall for it. Don't call those numbers, all right? Only reach out to trusted people that you know when it comes to working on your device or you need support. Sponsor listings in Google, right? Ads on social media. I was kind of reinforcing these concepts, right? You can't trust it just because it's on social media. You can't trust it just because it's in Google, right? These scammers, they purchase ads like everybody else. And sending money to strangers online, except for me. Hit that donate, scamware101.com donate. You guys know me by now. I'm not a stranger anymore. But sending money to strangers online, meaning romance scams, right? Or these crypto scams, right? You need to be suspicious, especially with these romance scammers. Another common scam entry point, right? Snail mail scams. We mentioned these earlier briefly, but we didn't really talk about them. But there's a lot to be aware of, right? These scams, what do you think they did before the internet? These scams didn't go anywhere. They're still using them. And now because of QR codes, these scams are even more common now. All the old snail mail scams, they're getting brought back to life just with the QR code being slapped on them. Right? We've got inheritance scams, sweepstakes scams like Publishers Clearinghouse, right? Mystery shopper check scams. We did a video about that one. Check that one out. Impersonate CVS and Walgreens. Right? You'll get postcard scams about free gifts with QR codes to scan on them. Secret survey check scams, postcard offers, subscription scams, renewal scams, all coming right directly to your mailbox, to your house, right? People think they could trust it just because it feels more personal when it comes to your front door, but you can't. Scammers are doing it. So just like any other form of communication, dangerous actions to avoid: calling the numbers, right? Sending emails back, scanning QR codes, visiting websites that it lists, that you're not familiar with, never heard of. Definitely depositing checks that you weren't expecting, right? From companies that you don't know. It's a red flag if you get the letter that has like a check in it. Again, check out the Secret Survey mystery shopper scam video. You get a letter that has a check in it, but it's a clever way to trick you into purchasing gift cards. It's going to scam you. All right. So be suspicious of all that stuff. Don't take those dangerous actions. Again, watch the online course. Everything we're going over right now is from the online course. Courses.scamware101.com. Check it out. And this last common method that gets used, these QR code scams. And we went over a bunch of examples this evening, which was good. But look, these QR code scams, they'll impersonate popular brands and retail outlets, online marketplaces, e-commerce websites, parking authorities, traffic enforcement, sweepstakes like Publishers Clearinghouse, popular mobile apps, trading platforms. All right, they'll get you with the QR code. Postcards, letters, they'll send them in emails, attach them to text messages. They put them on flyers in public. You know, we mentioned those parking meters, right, where they're printing out stickers and QR codes and placing them on parking meters. Scam you. So look, dangerous actions to avoid. Scanning unknown QR codes you found in public. Right, scanning QR codes received in the mail, postcards, letters. Scanning unsolicited QR codes in email or text message. Entering personal information or financial details, you know, after scanning. If you're forced to scan it, right, at least be careful what information you add. Make sure it looks like you're on a legit site at least. All right. Look, the best QR code is when you don't have to scan, meaning it should indicate where it goes to so you don't even have to scan it. And I'll use mine as an example, right? The slide that goes on over here that says donate, scamware101.com/donate, right, has a QR code. But you don't have to scan the QR code because the URL is right there. It says where you can go to. You can bypass it. You can just go directly to scamware101.com/donate, right? So the safest QR code is one you don't have to scan, right? Just go directly to the website. So anyway, those are just some quick fundamentals, quick high-level summary, and also summary of what we cover in the online course that we have. You also get a free workbook that comes with it that goes into all these types of entry points even more. Lots of good stuff. So check out the course. Courses at scamware101.com. Right now it's $9.95 because I forgot to increase the price, so get it while you can. The price is going to be going back up to $19.95 real soon. And just as a reminder for anybody joining in late, right? Never trust caller ID. It can be faked, right? They can impersonate the hospital, the bank, police. And never trust your caller ID. You always have to hang up and verify. All right, cool. All right, we got just over 20 minutes left. We covered a lot this evening. Let's see how many, we switched it up too. But for the last 20 minutes, don't go anywhere because we're going to actually check out the AARP scam tracker map. We're going to see what some of the most recent reports coming in the last couple of days are. And that's usually how we wrap up this live stream, right? The last 20 minutes, we'll check out the scam tracker map and we'll get a real-time idea of what scams are trending in the past couple of days and what scams to be aware of. And sometimes we'll see some scams that we didn't discuss. So last 20 minutes, we're going to start that shortly. If you just joined, there's still time to hit that like button, like, follow, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Say hi in the chat, leave a comment. I see on Instagram, we got E5M4 joined. Don't know if you're still there. Thank you for joining. Hop on over to YouTube, hit that like button, follow, subscribe, give us some reactions. Join the free mailing list, scamware101.com. It's free to join. And follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Oh, and by the way, again, we got super chats enabled on YouTube. Super like, super chat, super thanks, whatever they call it. We also have YouTube memberships enabled as well. If you want to help out, throw us a couple bucks. Subscribe to the monthly membership. Check out our merch store on YouTube, or shop on YouTube, or we have the link on the bottom of our website here, the merch shop. Get yourself some Scamware 101 merchandise, some mugs, mouse pads, stickers. Help support the mission over here. All good stuff. Again, anybody just tune in. We do this live stream every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to join the mailing list, scamware101.com. We'll send you a reminder about an hour before the live stream. Send you some useful scam awareness tips. Again, it's free to join. Scamware101.com. Hit join mailing list. You can also follow us. Favorite social media platforms too. Here's some of the products. We have our merch store to help support the mission here. Some mugs, some water bottles, mouse pads. Got some stickers too. Useful stuff. Got it right here. Practice what I preach, right? And of course, make sure to check out the course we were just talking about over on courses.scamware101.com. We actually also have a free quiz on here too, a phishing email quiz. There's actually a free quiz you could do too. I think we got like 10 different examples of emails. You pick which one's the scam, which one isn't. So that's also over on courses.scamware101. It's a fun little thing to do. It's free. So you can check that out as well. Courses.scamware101.com. All right. Now, with that said, let's move on to the last portion of our live stream tonight. So for the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to check out some recent reports on the scam tracker map over on AARP. And you can get to that right from our website under educational resources. The last link all the way to the bottom. Actually, I'm sorry, that's not it. Tools and resources. There we go. It's on a tools and resources page. There we go. And the last link all the way at the bottom is AARP scam tracking map. And what's cool about this map, it'll pop up, ask if it wants to show your location or not. I'm just going to say no because I want to show nationwide. Let's see. So all these reports on the first page here, the 18th. So yesterday. So these reports are literally from yesterday. They're all coming into AARP here. It's a useful resource to kind of get an idea of what scams are popping up. Sometimes the reports give some additional details. And also, by the way, feel free to share your experiences in the chat too. Right now, I want to hear what scams you're getting targeted with. But here we go. Let's look at the first one here. Auto-related scam. Received a letter renew vehicle warranty for a vehicle I do not or have ever owned, but has my name and address. Oh, let's see. Let's get some more details here. I don't get any more details. Okay, well, there's lots of these classic warranty scams. A lot of people are familiar with the auto warranty scam that we're all getting targeted with a few years ago. I'm getting 10 calls a day about our warranty, our auto warranty. But there's many other scams too. Home warranty scams, right? And there's lots of letters going out. They're all the same type of scam. So anything mentioning a warranty or claiming some kind of warranty is going to expire, or be suspicious and do your due diligence. Debt-related scam. Called to collect for a debt to medical laboratory. They don't give many details, but you know what? That could be related to Medicare or healthcare scam, right? Someone stole their identity, submitted a claim for laboratory tests that never happened, and now you're getting the bill. So another reason not to give away your Medicare and insurance details to scammers. Very common scam. Tech support scams and fraud. We talked about these. That was a different version that they're calling it. I received a fraudulent email invoice for Geek Squad fees. Reported to Iowa AG office. I would like to forward to you. Oh, actually, you know what? I think we have an example of that email. The Geek Squad email is this one's been circulating for years. It's funny. It's wild how it's still circulating, but it's a email that impersonates Geek Squad. It's a fake renewal. So you'll find it real quick for you. I won't spend too long. If I don't find it right away, I'll just skip right over here. Yep, here it is. All right, so it's a fake email from Geek Squad. This example is about a year old and actually targeted me, one of my older email addresses, right? And it just says there's a 1-year renewal, $375 as a phone number to call, right? And what they're trying to do, they're trying to trick you into calling this number. Right? It's a customer support scam in a lot of cases. They're trying to trick you into calling this phone number. They're going to tell you somebody's stolen your identity and go on this whole narrative usually. So I don't trust it. You get these emails that are impersonating Geek Squad. There's similar emails too, like the ones that impersonate McAfee is very common too. You'll get one fake invoice claiming to be from McAfee. So common phishing scams. Anyway, so that report right here that we're seeing on AARP about the Geek Squad scam. There you go. It's this one right here. Get an email like this. All right, next scam. Again, these are all scams. These were literally reported yesterday at AARP. So these are active scams all circulating now. Called me. They said they were my bank's fraud department. Asked that I have 2 payments over $100 at Walmart in Cleveland. All right, let's see what other details she gives. Not didn't give any more details. Oh well. Well, it's just a classic example of, scammers call you up. They say they're calling from the bank. They say there's some kind of charges. Then eventually it turns into them asking for personal details or trying to get you to withdraw your money. Business imposter scam. Received an email claimed to be from Amazon. A problem with subscription payment with a link to go to correct the... Oh, you know what? Guess what? I think I got that example too. Yeah, there we go. Here's an example of that one. Action required. Update your account. We've noticed that some of your account information needs to be updated to ensure uninterrupted service. That's a person named Amazon and it has a button to update your account. But it's going to take you to a fake website that tries to steal your personal details, probably your Amazon login. All right, so there you go. That's what this person's reporting right here. Received an email claiming to be from Amazon. Problem with subscription. There you go. Something like this. Watch out for it. Amazon's very commonly impersonated. Lots of Amazon scams. In fact, let me just show you one more while we're on that topic. In fact, maybe someone will even report it. Here's a text message that was recently circulating and being reported about. Impersonates Amazon. It's a fake text message claiming you're entitled to a refund for a recent order. But if you click that link, it's going to steal your information, affect your virus, do something bad. All right, but they're impersonating Amazon, claiming you're entitled to a refund and trying to trick you into clicking a link. So I don't fall for it. But anyway, let's get back to these scam reports here. Caller stated on my voicemail, yes, I'm trying to reach out to blah, blah, if you could please return my blah. I don't know what this is. They give any more details? Oh, they do. Let's see. Subpoena of old. Oh, so it's a arrest warrant scam. Huh. Okay. Yeah. So we talked about these arrest warrant scams, and here's somebody reporting one. In this case, they were claiming to be Lieutenant Jackson, and using an old address. And it said missed jury duty. Subpoena is regarding missing jury duty. Yeah. So it's a classic arrest warrant jury duty scam. There you go. Active and circulating. Watch out for them. We got a video on about those too. So check out the video we did as well. You getting targeted by any of these scams? Let me know in the chat if anybody's still here. I usually don't monitor how many people are in the chat or not. So the only way I know is when there's engagement and people talking. So let me know if you're still here and let me know if you're being targeted by these scams as well. I mean, clearly you can see other people are. As all these scams were reported, yesterday, and yeah, it's still yesterday. We're going to check out a few more scams. Maybe 10 more minutes, and we'll wrap up the live stream. Let's keep on checking out what's being reported here. Said 3-year contract expired, wanted $3,000 or $7,000, would be taken out of checking. I don't know, they didn't really give details about that, so we'll skip over that one. Auto-related scam. Received text I had outstanding parking ticket. Nope, see, that one's still circulating. We talked about that one. Showed you a few examples of that one earlier too. So watch out for any of these text messages or emails claiming you have an unpaid parking ticket, unpaid road toll. Government imposter scam. Enforcement notice. Our records reflect unsolved traffic. So there we go. We just talked about parking. Now we got the traffic citation. Very common. Unpaid road tolls. Parking. Unpaid traffic ticket. Traffic citation. Very common text message scams that are circulating right now. back. Let's see what this one says. Anything else? Yeah, typical one. Might negatively impact your credit. Forward to collections agency. All scary stuff that's supposed to happen if you don't pay these fake parking tickets. Don't fall for them. Never trust text messages like that. At least verify through official channels if you're going to even consider making a payment. Over the past 2 months, I've averaged 3 to 4 phone calls a week, offering anywhere but 45 to 70K to settle my IRS debt. Yeah, so watch out for these scams this time of year. These, you know, we talked about the IRS impersonation scams, but there's also these tax forgiveness scams, right? These phone calls that say, yo, you owe back taxes, and they try to get you to call back. And sometimes we share examples of these. Last week's live stream, we shared examples, so we'll probably share examples of these on next week's live stream. We have some recordings to play for you of these. No, you know what? I can just play it for you right now. Let's take a listen to one of them, right? We got time. Got a couple more minutes. It's the tax forgiveness scams. This is this first one here. You might get phone calls like these.
Hi, this is Lindsay Carter from the Activation Department. Give me a call back at 833-850-2527. Our records indicate you have some back taxes owed. You're now eligible to apply for them to be forgiven with the Zero Tax Balance Program. Any back owed taxes can be enrolled to be forgiven through this program. But we do need to sign up this week. Just give me a call so we can start the process. It's really quick. And I'll keep your file open here. So my number is 833-850-2527. If you've already resolved this, call back and press 2 to be removed. Can't wait to speak with you.
All right, so that's what this person is warning you about, these fake tax forgiveness scams. So if you think you're entitled to some kind of tax forgiveness, just reach out to an accountant. Right? Don't trust these random phone calls coming in that are from sketchy companies. They're most likely going to steal your personal information or even try to clear out your bank account. So be suspicious. Don't trust it. This person's warning about it. Gift card scams and fraud. This is a romance scam involving my 83-year-old mother with Alzheimer's. Initiated through words with friends. Look, social media, games, these little games that you play online. Yeah, this is a romance scam involving my 83-year-old mother with Alzheimer's, initiated through words with friends, moved to WhatsApp. We warned about that, right? To continue the communication. That's the red flag. They try to get it continue communication on WhatsApp. She has told the scammer her age and that she has Alzheimer's. To my knowledge, she has sent the scammer $1,000 via Zelle. Zelle, right? Scammers love Zelle. Look, Zelle sucks. Right? I'm just gonna say it right now. Zelle sucks. Don't use Zelle. Don't support Zelle. They're just a terrible company. We'll go into that some other time, but scammers use them. And Zelle really doesn't help the customer much. They seem to help scammers all the time. So, in fact, Zelle seems to exist to help scammers, but we'll go into that some other time. So, as you can see, this person warns about that. Many red flags. We talked about many of the things that they discussed here, right? Romance scam, move to WhatsApp, Zelle, gift cards, a couple $1,000s already. Anyway, yep, romance scams, lots of red flags. Watch out for them. This poor lady's losing her money. 83-year-old with Alzheimer's. She's going to lose all her money. That's the stories that made me want to do this live stream and start Scamware 101 when I heard stories like that. Let's look at this next report. Again, these are all from yesterday through AARP. Oh, so... I called this. So I showed you an example of this one earlier when I was showing you the parking ticket scams. I showed you the one that just got reported recently in New Jersey. Like 2 days ago, it's been all over social media. The one that looks super official, saying Newark, New Jersey, showing up for a parking ticket. Well, here's somebody, and this will probably go on to wrap this up on. Here's somebody that reported that same scam in Boston. So I mentioned earlier when I was showing you that scam, just because it said New Jersey, once they're targeting one state, we'll see in all the others. So apparently this is circulating in Boston too. I'm sure all the other major cities. You know, in fact, I'll just take a minute to show you that scam one more time for anybody that joined a little late, since it is very professional looking and brand new. At least the past couple of days it started showing up. All right. So again, this report, this is someone mentioning it being in Boston, but here's New Jersey version that starts circulating the past couple of days. And it looks super official. There's emails and text messages going out, right? And they have this attachment: State of New Jersey, Newark, traffic violation. It's got the QR code to scan. We're going to steal your payment details. So there's another version circulating in Boston as well. I'm sure all the other major cities, but that's what you see this person reporting here. Received a text that looked with a screenshot, looked like an official request to appear in court for a traffic ticket in Boston. Don't trust it, it's a scam. So anyway, there you go. Again, here's the example, New Jersey. Don't fall for it. And I think it's about time to wrap up the live stream, folks. That was a bunch of active scams circulating from the AARP scam tracker map, all reported yesterday. Right? So a lot of them we discussed, showed you examples of. A few we got to discuss. All right, so all good stuff to be aware of. And that's it for this evening's live stream. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. Hit that like, subscribe, follow. If you haven't already, give us some quick reactions before leaving for the rest of the evening. If you joined a little late, feel free to hit that super thanks or a super chat. We always appreciate a couple bucks. You could sign up for a YouTube membership if you want to help out monthly. We appreciate it. Scamware101.com/donate. You can purchase some merch from our YouTube store, our merch store, over on our website, scamware101.com. Make sure to join our free mailing list. Let's go to scamware101.com and hit join mailing list. You can also follow us, your favorite social media platforms: YouTube, Blue Sky X, Instagram, Threads, and Facebook. And we'll be back next week at the same time, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. As you see here on our website, upcoming events. March 26th, we'll be back, 5:45 p.m. Dave, John, thank you. Matthew, thank you. Carmen, thank you. Liz, thank you. Hoddle Hammer, thank you. Everybody who tuned in this evening, thank you. Appreciate you all. Ava, thank you. All right, everybody, until next time, stay safe. Now, bear with me as I get all these live streams shut down.